these different figures screen has appeared here. Here. Okay. Uh,
Yes, sir.
read this one. Read this.
It's not visible, sir.
This one. Not visible. Huh?
No, sir.
You're using a cell phone or a computer?
Cell phone. It's too small, sir.
Yeah, because of a cell phone. It is. Okay, just I will zoom it. Okay. Now, is it possible to read?
Horizontal axis.
Yeah, correct. Okay. I am very happy. Always you will be on time. You are joining. That is good. You are maintaining punctuality. That is very helpful in throughout your life. That will protect you everywhere. I appreciate. Congratulations. Let us wait for 5 minutes. Till that, just you observe these. All of you observe these diagrams. I will put that passage in the chat box. All of you observe these figures of wind turbine blade types. It is a classification also. Okay, just see this one. Okay. Let us continue. Okay. Abdul Khalik, Anil Kumar, Beldar, Chaitanya, Chandan is there. Dhanush, Dhanush Natampalli, Danesh Kumar Ishant, Harshit, Kanishk Reddy, Nihar, then Srinivasalu, Subramanya. Okay. Right. Today, I'm explaining the different types of the wind turbine blades. These different types of the wind turbine blades make the classification of the wind turbines, basically horizontal axis wind turbine and the vertical axis wind turbine. In the horizontal axis wind turbine, which are the suitable types of the blade design, that list of figures have been given. The type of the blades suitable for the vertical axis, those are also list of the blade types are given. You look at that diagram now. Okay. This is the horizontal axis. All these are all these are all the horizontal axis uh, wind turbine blades alone. These are wind turbine blades alone. Next is vertical axis. All these are all primarily drag type. All these rotor blades are vertical axis. Vertical axis. Okay. Look at this. Now let us see from the first. Horizontal axis wind turbine. We have to use this blade. Single, if single blade we are using, it is of this type. It is like this. Double blade is like this. This is one blade. This is another blade. Three blade is like this. Just similar to the table fan or ceiling fan we use in our home. Similar to like that, the rotor blades are there. These blades are uh, twisted. Uh, Cross section area is varying. Like a fan blades. Turbine blades. Next is farm windmill multi-bladed. US farm windmill multi-bladed. How it is like this? Like this. Next is bicycle multi-bladed. Next upwind. Upwind double bladed. See the direction of wind. Downwind. Downwind is this blade, they keep it in the another direction. Enfield and you. This is sail wing. Sail wing, this is while sailing in the ship's boat, they use this type. Multi-rotor, they have kept one is here, one here, another here. All these are all interconnected and kept on the tower. Okay. Next is counter rotating blades. Counter rotating. See, look at the direction of the blade. Here it is like this. Here it is like this. See, these two are opposite in direction. These types of the blades are suitable for the horizontal axis wind turbine. Now let us come to the vertical axis wind turbine. But basically horizontal axis and wind vertical axis means if the turbine generator assembly, that axis is horizontal, then it is called the horizontal axis wind turbine. If that axis is vertical, then it is called the vertical axis wind turbine. That's all. Now coming to this primary drag type. Savonius, like this. Multi-bladed Savonius. Look at this. Okay. Plateaus. Then cupped. Darius. Delta Darius. Giromil. Turbine. This is similar to like a Francis turbine. It is similar to like that, but the direction of the blades twisted will be in the opposite direction. Savonius, Pi Darius, Split Savonius, Magnus, airfoil. The airfoil you see here, if we enlarge this, I will show you that airfoil. It is like this. It is a smooth curve. Their smooth curve has not come. Smooth curve. Still the structure has not come. Let me show you. It is like this. This is airfoil. Airfoil or aerofoil. Because of this shape only, the lift and drags are produced. When the lift and drags are produced, then a flight will fly. And the same principles are used here for the movement of this blade to produce the to transfer the air. This is very significant. This airfoil shape is very significant. It is. Okay. So now we have looked at various designs of the blades. Okay. Now let us go to the next. Anyhow, all these things I will send it to you by email. Okay, these diagrams, just you see, yes, it is like this. Some other diagrams you see. This is another classification. Crosswind Savonius, crosswind Padis, diffuser, concentrator, unconfined vortex, deflector, sunlight, venturi, confined vortex. These are all other types of blades or a structure which can be attached to the wind turbine. Excuse me. Now, basic wind turbine systems and their performance. Cross-sectional area of wind stream, uh, feet to the power of 2 or square feet. Total available power in freely flowing wind stream. Total available power in freely flowing wind stream at sea level. Here, cross-sectional area of wind stream, square feet. As the cross-section area of the blades is increasing, the total power available also increases. Increasing trend. Blade area blade area is increasing, wind power also increasing like this. Available power up to 100 megawatt. It is we can get it. Now let us look at this performance curve. Here it is power coefficient Cp. Cp power coefficient ratio of blade tip speed to wind speed. First look at this ideal efficiency for propeller type windmills. All are increasing only. Now let us take Savonius rotor. It increases and reaches a peak and then decreases. So the ratio is less than 2. This is less than 2. Similarly, Darius rotor, it is like this. Okay. This is the performance. When that ratio increases, the power coefficient also increases and then decreases. That is what it says. All these are all research areas. All these are all research research results. Now let us go to some points about this wind energy and wind turbine. You can imagine how big it is. Imagine how it is. The same thing is given here. Look at this rotor assembly, turbine rotor assembly. This is enlarged one. Enlarged. Okay. Now I will show you individual components. I will focus on this turbine assembly, turbine generator assembly. Turbine generator assembly. Let us focus on this turbine generator assembly. This is a tower. This one. Next is rotor shaft. Rotor shaft. Blade. It is rotating with an RPM. This is the bus. Okay. So it is attached with this rotor. So the shaft also rotates. This is gearbox. Gearbox. Speed changers. So this is brake. Okay. Then this is generator. This is generator. Okay. So generator generates electricity, and that is sent for the further applications. And look at this. wind speed and direction detector. You see, well, when you're traveling in your bus somewhere in some place, you have observed this one meteorological measuring instruments. This is ballast for balancing. This is also a ballast. Now look at the size of this windmill. "29 feet". 29 feet, 30 by 40 site, like that. 29, approximately 30 feet. 29 feet here. If this is 29 feet, greater than 60 feet. Length of the blade is greater than 60 feet. 40 into 60 site dimension. 60 feet length of the blade. Such a large blade it is. The structure of the blade is exactly similar to the structure of the fan blades used in the house. Okay, so these are all the details about this one. Now let us go back to other points. I'll read some of the points. Look here. Let me, you all have to go through this. Wind turbines. You start reading about this. Wind turbines or windmills convert the um, kinetic energy of the wind into mechanical work. For the production of alternating current electricity, this system must be designed to operate a constant angular velocity over a wide range of wind speeds in order to produce a constant frequency. There are many different kinds of windmills, including propeller and other axial flow turbines, as well as radial systems mounted on vertical axis. Some of the various wind-powered systems are shown in figure you have seen already. Now, wind-powered systems, coming to this, wind-powered systems have been widely used since the 10th century for pumping water. The question now is, now we are in 21st century. Still, we are not using because of technology not developed uh, to work continuously and efficiently. Now let us proceed further. Grinding grain and other low power applications. See, look at this grinding grain. Grinding grain means flour mills. I told to one of our project batch students and in general the project work flour mill house old flour mills. Household flour mill project work. Project work. Dishwashing machine, cloth washing machine can be taken based on this wind power, renewable energy attached with auxiliary electrical power conventionally. Okay. Scope are there. These things they have done. When they have done all these things, they have done in 10th century. Now still project work has to be taken up and to be developed efficiently. Now let us go ahead. Let us go ahead. There were several early attempts to build large-scale wind powered system to generate electricity. In 1931, Russians built a large windmill with 100 feet. Case study. Case study on 1931, Russians built a large windmill with 100 feet, 30.5 meter diameter blade, 100 feet diameter. Look at such a big, but it had a very low conversion efficiency and was abandoned. In 1945, Vermont Utility built a large wind powered generator to produce electricity. This system cost $1.25 million and had an electrical power output of 1250 kilowatt. It means 1.2 megawatt capacity. This unit operated for 23 days before one of the blades failed due to fatigue and the project was abandoned. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, in conjunction with the Energy Research and Development Agencies, ERDA, has built and tested a number of stage wind-powered generators. The first machine was 100 kilowatt. Unit built at Sandusky, Ohio, for around $1 million. A diagram and picture of this downwind rotor machine is shown in figure. That is this one. This is that one. This is that, which is nothing but this one. This one, that. Okay. Now let us go to the next. A number of other machines, now look, come to here. A number of other machines have been constructed with powers up to 2.5 megawatt. Look at this number, 2.5 megawatt they have attempted, that much of capacity. Now hydroelectric power plant capacity is 100 megawatt, one unit, and the rotor diameters 107 meters. During 80, it became popular to invest money in wind systems because of tax benefits. Consequently, number of wind farms were built. See, look at the word, what they're using. Wind farms were built, particularly in the mountain passes of California. In 85, about half of the world's wind-generated electricity was produced in the Altamont Pass area of California. So, such a Altamont Pass area of California in 1985, half of the world's wind generated electricity they produce there only. This area has 6,700 wind turbines with a total rated capacity of 630 megawatt. A typical wind farm is shown in figure. A typical wind farm I am going to show you now. Look at this. Three-bladed horizontal axis wind turbine. Now the wind farm. That was the single one enlarged. Now look at this. Wind farm. Like a trees grow in the farm. Like that, windmills are used in the field to generate the electricity. That is why they call this one as wind farm. So many number of windmills. Now coming to this. The total power that is available to a given wind turbine is equal to the product of the mass flow rate and its kinetic energy. M dot V square by 2 is the power. So power is equal to mw dot into V square by 2. That is the total wind power. Okay. Assuming the constant area or ducted flow, the continuity equation states that m dot is equal to rho AV by continuity equation, where A is the area normal to the wind, rho is the air density, V is the wind velocity. Thus the total wind power becomes, in place of m, you substitute A into rho into V, then it becomes A into rho into V cube. Look at this term to the power of 3. It will be noted from the equation that wind power varies as the cube of the wind velocity. Read this, Nihar. Nihar.
Wind power varies as the cube of the wind velocity.
Uh, Please read it once again.
Wind power varies as the cube of the wind velocity.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. P is directly proportional to the V to the power of 3. Got it? This one? This is the equation with very important equation with the wind turbine. I hope all of you got about this one. And further equation they deduce like this, but this is not in your syllabus. Further, differentiating p with respect to x and equating to 0, we get x maximum as 1 by 3. With that, maximum P available is 0.59 times the PW. Thus, the maximum power that can be realized from a wind system is 59.3% of the total wind power. This is the asymptotic value in the plotted present in the figure. One of the more unusual wind system is the Flettner rotor. The Flettner rotor is composed of an externally powered rotating cylinder. As the cylinder spins, it establishes a high pressure region on that part of the cylinder, turning against the wind due to the stagnant flow in the boundary layer. This gives rise to a net force acting on the cylinder as shown in the figure. This effect is called the Magnus effect or Magnus force. In fluid mechanics, you have studied about this one. So wind-powered sailing vessel sailed across the Atlantic in the early 1930 using the Magnus force as the mode of propulsion. And at about the same time, a novel wind-powered electric generating system was proposed by Madras JD. This system was to be composed of the circular train track with a continuous train. Look at that. Proposed wind-powered Madras electrical generating plant. How it looks. See, horizontal. This is rotating like this. That's effect is shown here. Magnus effect. Look at this. Lift force, drag force, wind. See, driving force. Wind is flowing like this. This is the track, overturning force, driving force. And this is rotating and it moves like this. Tractor carriage. Because of the wind, it is moving. Electrical generator driven by a carriage wheels. This is the one practical application. Flat car. 90 feet high cylinder was to be mounted on each flat car with an angular velocity of this much. As the wind drove the cars around the circular track, angular velocity of the cylinders reversed every 180 degree of track rotation. Electrical energy was to be produced by generators driven by the wheels of the flat cars. This system is also depicted in figure 7.40. So these are all the practical applications and a case study. So like this, any of you are interested in one case study, you can take and study. So this becomes a case study on wind energy, wind power plant. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. And all of you put your USA number in the chat box. If you already put, need not necessary to put once again. Okay, see the chat box. All of you put your USN in the chat box. Class ends. Class ends, you may leave.